Sean, when as well as you know Cam Newton and all that he of the skill set and all of that, as you've watched him in this relatively small body of work with New England, what do you see in the way of how the fit is working for him? Not so much, the where his skills are per se, but is it noticeably different? And if so, if you can, as best as you can explain how.
Well, I mean, he's still the same player. He's still the same person. He's still the same player. I had a front row seat to watch him
the last 3 weeks. So,
over the years in practice and on the game field. So, we've got to defend the best that's in Cam, and he's a former MVP of the league for a reason.
And one follow-up, I know, I guess a little while ago on radio, you mentioned about Cody Ford and Josh Norman being out. What can you tell us about the other, specifically, I guess, Micah Hyde, Jerry Hughes, the others that are on this list, and what their status looks like to you right now?
Yeah, we're just going to have to see. The rest of those guys fall in the bucket of just, we're going to need to see how things unfold the rest of the week there.
Thank you, Sean.
Sure.
Hi, Sean. Good morning. I want to ask you about your rookies, and they really seemed to, a few of them, step up even more so last week. Obviously, we saw what Dane did, Zach, AJ Epinesa, even in limited snaps. Do you get the sense now that they're kind of making up for lost time, so to speak, with all the reps they didn't get during the OTAs and things like that? I know it's tough during the season to get those reps. Do you feel like they're kind of maybe getting more up to speed in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, it's time, right? It's time to go. And the first-year players, second-year players all need to understand that, the well-being of a team in a lot of ways lies in their hands in terms of their development. I don't want to hear anything anymore about lack of preseason, lack of, spring. Hey, that's true across the league in a consistent manner. So once you've established that, it's, hey, are you preparing? Are you putting in the time? Are you starting to understand how this league works? And you gotta add value to our football team.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Coach, good morning. Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080. How you doing, sir?
Good, Mookie. How are you?
Thank God it's Friday, man. And it is Big Boy Ball week. And you and Brandon always emphasize on how important it is to win your division so you can have that playoff game at home. We also know it's a method to your madness, Coach, and learning from the late, great Jim Johnson, always remind us of that. So what has his learnings taught you for moments like this?
I just think to stay true to who you are, and this will be a game. There'll be other games. When you are respected in the league, these games happen every week, and so we certainly understand our community's emotion around this game. It's important that we can be in the right mental space to play our best football, because we're going to need it to play the defending champs here. So.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate your time and good luck Sunday.
Thank you.
Good morning, Coach. I realize this probably isn't the first time you've had to make a decision like this, but when you have a player like Jon Feliciano who has not been in real games, and despite your best efforts, you can't really replicate games in the practice setting. Can you just walk us through the challenge of determining the state of readiness of a player who's had a layoff the length of Jon? Yeah,
there's always a plan, Chris, going into it, of phasing that player back in, and it's trying to week by week, day by day, improve where he is and our awareness as well, building that awareness as to where he is, not only for him but for us as well. And I think our training staff has done a really good job with that, and the communication pieces around that, and so we'll continue to evaluate that as we move forward this week.